Hello there, and welcome to Cookie Man and Biscuit Boy Talk Movies and Other Junk. My name is Gilbert, aka Biscuit Boy.
And I'm Alex, aka Cookie Man.
And we want to welcome you to this episode of Cookie Man and Biscuit Boy Talk Movies and Other Junk. This week we are going to be talking about the magnificent movie Iron Man. Ooh!
Yes.
Hold for applause.
Yes.
So, the reason why we're doing Iron Man this week is because, thanks to Disney Plus, we have been rewatching all of the Marvel movies.
Is Disney Plus a sponsor?
No, I wish. They might be we could probably be getting more money,
Yeah.
but or any money at all. But no,
Yeah.
so that's one of the reasons why we're going to be doing Iron Man today, because I thought, well, if we're going to talk a Marvel movie, we may as well talk about the movie that started it all off.
The grandpappy of Marvel movies.
Exactly.
Of the MCU, at least.
Yeah, exactly. So, well, for those of you who haven't seen Iron Man, I would recommend Iron Man because it's not your typical superhero film.
It's really not.
It's not really, no. I think it's more grounded.
There's like one action scene in it. Like there's one like superhero fight scene.
Yeah.
But like it's near the end, so
It's more about the characters and the people.
it's a character study more than
Yeah,
an action
specifically
movie.
on Tony Stark.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'll just give you an example as well. My girlfriend, she would not be into superhero movies at all, and she's been watching these movies with me, and now she loves them. And Iron Man is one of her favorites, and she would attest
Mm-hmm.
to this, that it is not, a typical superhero movie. It's something that could have happened in real life.
Yes.
Definitely could have happened in real life.
Yeah. A smaller scale, yeah, like it definitely could.
Yeah, it definitely could. If you're a massive billionaire and you've got loads of money and
And you're a super genius, yes.
but and it's not a typical superhero movie because he's not actually a superhero. He's just a normal guy who comes into the circumstances where he has to make this suit. He's in Afghanistan. Promoting a new weapon.
Super weapon.
Yes, a new super weapon.
Yes.
And essentially gets captured.
Prisoner of war.
Prisoner of war, yeah, basically.
Prisoner of war, yeah.
And he has to make this weapon for these people, which essentially he doesn't in the end. But that's where the movie starts.
And
That's where the movie starts. Tony Stark is not, he's a very selfish human being. All he cares about is himself. His relationship with his father wasn't the best.
No, not at all.
And this circumstance forces him to actually, talk to other people and think about what he's doing in the world. So that's why essentially it's not really a superhero film, but it's just a great movie overall.
Yeah.
It
makes him take a hard look at himself, like a long, hard look, because this reporter called him like the Merchant of Death.
Yeah,
he's proud of it. So he's like, yeah, that's not bad. That's a good nickname. And then once he sees how he got his nickname and
because essentially Stark Industries has been selling to both sides.
They're
good,
warmongers,
good and evil, quote unquote. So he takes a long, hard look at what he's doing with his life and what Stark Industries is all about. And so then he goes on this journey then of self-discovery for himself, and what ensues then is a great movie. And of course, we can't talk about Iron Man without mentioning the one and only Robert Downey Jr.
Robert Downey.
He himself was not in a good position at the time when he was chosen to be Tony Stark. He'd recently been out of prison, and he was addicted to drugs, and there's actually a great story. You have actually a great story of when he auditioned.
Yeah, I do actually. Yeah. It's a very uplifting story. Like, it's kind of how he kind of pucked himself up, got out of that life. He was in this really old kind of dingy car with like heroin in the back seat and like a lot of Burger King and like chips and stuff, and he was like looking around himself. He realized that this is an awful thing to be doing. He just felt disgusting and drove to a lake and threw everything in, and he never looked back after that.
Wow, that's it.
So,
He wasn't in great position himself. And he actually didn't he show up in a tuxedo, and he basically
it's like his only suit.
Yeah.
And he came in he came in this really old, dingy, messed up car, but he was saying about how he came in like acting like he was driving a big Lamborghini, and he kind of came in essentially. He technically like method acted, kind of.
Yeah.
Like in a way, but not really.
Yeah.
Like he came in he basically came in acting like Tony Stark from the beginning of his audition until
Yeah.
he left.
Yeah. Yeah, because
So,
he wasn't actually the first choice. They originally wanted Tom Cruise
no.
to play Tony Stark, but Jon Favreau fought for Robert Downey Jr. to play the part.
Yeah,
And if he actually didn't get the part, Jon Favreau's backup was Sam Rockwell, who actually played the villain in the second movie. He actually got a turnaround in the Iron Man movies.
Yeah, he played Whiplash.
Yeah. And
That's crazy.
but Robert Downey Jr. then he got the part, and you wouldn't change it for the world now.
Yeah, exactly. Like he's extremely humble, which is really good because you kind of once you get like to that level, you'd expect someone to let it go to their head and be this extremely.
Well, to be fair, he should be humble because this was his last chance essentially. He had done a few movies before Iron Man, but he wasn't the same guy. He wasn't that star power.
No way.
Because that's why they essentially wanted Terrence Howard to come in to play Rhodey for that kind of quote unquote star power. That's amazing. And he wasn't a massive star then, but he was just after an Oscar nod, and his star was rising at that point, and he was actually the highest.
It was a big enough name.
Yeah, he was the highest paid actor in that movie. He got $3.5 million.
That's crazy. How much did?
Well, Robert Downey Jr. only got
remake,
he only got 500,000, but then he actually. He made a deal. He made a deal where he got some of the money from the profits of the movie and stuff like that. So that's why he.
Oh wow! Really?
Yeah. So if it did well, then he would come out good in it. But essentially for his part, he was only paid 500,000.
But like he would have done it anyway. Like I'm sure like.
It was a massive part at the time. Yeah. So he had to take the chance.
Everyone expected that movie to like not be good. Like a lot of people, because Iron Man was like a C-list superhero.
Yeah, he was bottom of the barrel.
Yeah, like it wasn't in like the like pop culture as much as like maybe Spider-Man or the Hulk would have been.
Well, that's it. Yeah, because all their commodities were sold off. Fantastic Four. The Hulk,
the Fox and X-Men and the Hulk.
Yeah, Spider-Man.
Yeah, and Spider-Man because they were going bankrupt in the 90s and they had to sell all their movie rights to all these different companies.
Yeah.
Like that's why like Hulk can't have a solo movie because the solo movie rights are with Universal now.
That's right. Yeah, so, that's right.
So yeah, that's why they can't have it. But there are talks of being a Thor solo movie. They're kind of
a Hulk solo movie, you mean?
Yeah.
Not a Thor one. You said Thor.
No, I said Thor. Jeez. I was thinking of Thor.
Your chain of thought isn't working.
Oh man, yeah.
but that's I don't think
there might be a Thor solo.
Yeah, well, there already is a Thor solo. Don't. But yeah, But I don't think. I think that the Hulk works better in an ensemble anyway, because the solo movies never really did well anyway with the Hulk.
Yeah, because you need a really good director. You need a good writer for
yeah, because it is a really dark start. Like his origin story is quite dark. His father was mental. And basically injected him with this stuff that in the comics. But anyway, but yeah, that's the Hulk.
Yeah, and in some of the comics, yeah, I'm sure in like one of them, yeah.
Yeah, there's a load of different versions of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, back to Iron Man. Why we're here.
Back to Iron Man, yeah. Yeah, this was their last chance for.
Yeah, because they borrowed a load of money, didn't they? They borrowed a load of money and stuff.
Yeah, like they borrowed like 2 point something billion, and then.
Wow.
Like if this didn't do good, they would have sunk.
Wow.
And then this is before Disney bought them, so.
Well, Disney's buying up everything.
Disney is like Hoover sucking everything up.
Sucking everything up, but
buying Fox, it's so hard to believe that they bought Fox.
But yeah, Robert Downey Jr. He you're talking about his arc.
Yes. I was saying this to you the other day. About how the arc in this movie about him turning selfless, it's kind of like a miniaturized version of his whole arc in the MCU as like a whole.
Yeah.
He started off being really selfish and in the first movie, and then he gradually learns to slowly like help others. It's a good because like his arc wasn't completely finished at the end of the first movie, so thankfully it ended in Avengers Endgame.
Yeah.
It's sort of like a miniaturized version of it's a condensed version of what his entire arc is, which I thought was kind of cool. once I kind of noticed it.
Yeah.
I was thinking about it the other day, and it's crazy how you can look at something kind of differently once the big picture is kind of
Yeah,
painted. You know
yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
The opening scene to this movie I kind of want to talk about is something special, because in that first scene you know exactly who this guy is. There's no exposition needed on who he is.
Yeah.
And like it's kind of he's not there for like an award that he's won. He's like in Vegas and stuff, and whenever he's in the armored vehicle, he's like this kind of, he doesn't care who anybody is, and he doesn't really care who he offends or what he says, and you just get to who he is.
Yeah, straight away.
Quickly.
Yeah, and then you realize that he's a
great.
shell of a man. Yeah, because then all he cares about himself. Then obviously when the bombs go off and he gets hurt, and then that's what I mean.
Because
it forces him to kind of it forces him to be more. It forces him to do more.
Exactly, and whenever the soldiers are like, stay there, we'll go say, like, no, what about me? Give me a vest. Like, what's going to happen to me? And
me. Yeah.
And then once he gets to the cave and meets Yinsen.
Yeah, that's your favorite scene, isn't it?
Yeah, it's that whole
sequence.
Stuff,
yeah.
Whenever he's in the cave, yeah. Like whenever he's kind of slowly opening up to him, and whenever he asks him his name, he was in the cave for like how long, and he goes, so like, and like he's making his mini arc reactor for his heart.
Yeah.
And he goes, okay, so like, yeah, what do I call you? And like, so he's kind of slowly like breaking down these barriers that he's had.
Yeah, he's trying to make friends. Yeah.
Yeah. So because that's the only person who he can kind of.
That's it. He's stuck. Yeah, he's stuck. Yeah. He has to. He has to get him to help him, and then that's it. And then the Iron Man then obviously comes from that. The design from it.
And,
as Obadiah says, Tony Stark built this in a cave.
In a cave.
With a box of scraps. What did you think of Obadiah as a villain?
As a villain, I thought he was serviceable. He did this good it was like a nice wee reveal of like, oh, cause he's been kind of friends with him this whole time, and he goes, yeah, I'll see you later, and he's been kind of helping him out for years.
Yeah, but it's all for his own gain.
You know, yeah, exactly.
It's all for his own gain. But Jeff Bridges is an amazing actor.
Jeff Bridges is great. Like you can't fault him on that.
Yeah.
It's great. The only problem that I have with him as a villain is the end fight scene, because it was such like a character focused movie, and it was kind of like not down to earth, but it was kind of just focused on the characters.
Yeah.
And you kind of needed this obligatory, since it's an action movie, and they kind of wanted it to sell.
They wanted to sell toys and stuff as well, didn't they?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. They wanted like you obviously every movie needs like an action scene.
Yeah.
Like
there always has to be a climax, of the the fight and the villain
so
at the
like
end.
Kids and like the general audience will enjoy it, and
walk away happy.
Butts in the seats. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but they accomplished everything they accomplished everything with it that they wanted to. So it worked. So whatever they did anyway, it totally worked because it kicked the whole thing off.
Yeah, it really worked. It worked extremely well.
Yeah, because they weren't sure, and they weren't sure how the shared universe was going to work at first. They were kind of scared for it.
Yeah,
but
it was very bumpy.
Yeah.
It was very bumpy.
And it slowly came together.
Because whenever like Samuel L. Jackson came in, he goes, "I'm here to tell you about the Avengers Initiative."
Yeah, it kicked it all
like
off.
Because people who knew what he was talking about must have been like, "Oh my god!" And like people who stayed for the end credits.
Yeah, but was that a thing with superhero movies anyway? Before that, was that a kind of thing that they invented?
It was. No, that's what they invented. Like, people have copied it,
Yeah, people have copied it then, but
since then, like, DC's been doing it, or not wanted to do it, but then they kind of slowly
they kind of had
did
to.
it.
Yeah, to keep up.
So then, exactly. Like, but we can make that an episode about how DC's kind of falling behind.
yeah, we can do a whole episode now.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was essentially something they invented.
What do we like? That's an amazing kind of thing. Like, whoever thought of adding that was really cool. Because if you saw Iron Man 2 and like not know like who he is or how he came, like that would have been really weird. You would have needed to stay for the end credits and stuff. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, because how did people know to stay for the end credits? Did they put out a thing or what was that?
I don't know. I think it was just like an Easter egg because, like, obviously people would stay till the end for like some reason, or maybe someone like maybe by accident, or maybe some of the people cleaning the theater would watch it and be like, oh, there's actually like something at the end of this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that would have been really cool.
And that would create buzz as well.
Not
a
common thing back then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And creates buzz.
What did you? I want to ask you what you think of Terrence Howard and Don Cheadle. Who do you think's better?
Well, to be honest, I was thinking about this the other day too. That I don't know because Don Cheadle obviously is a great actor and Terrence Howard is a great actor. But
of course,
we've seen more of Don Cheadle, so I do like him, you know, and he brought some kind of, you know, he brought some comic elements as well to the other movies as well, and I think he fed well off. But Terrence Howard did, him and Robert Downey Jr. fed off each other really well as well. Because Terrence Howard was that kind
chemistry of they could, because like
because Terrence Howard had that quiet kind of, you know, all right Tony, come on, you know,
like stern military man type of thing.
Exactly.
But like it would help him out. Like obviously, but you know, he'd break the rules for his friend. You know what I mean.
Whereas Don Cheadle, he like, seemed more like he would be like he wouldn't break the rules for Tony. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
He'd be more like
straight laced.
It's funny how like he was a lot more straight laced than Don Cheadle.
Terrence Howard. Yeah.
I cannot speak today. I can't speak today. Yeah, so
that's it. That's a first.
Like, I think Avengers Endgame. I think Avengers Endgame really helped me warm up to Don Cheadle. I'm still more of a Terrence Howard fan because I think I'm still clinging on to what would have been or what could have been.
Yeah.
With Terrence Howard. But I think Avengers Endgame, since like he wasn't tethered to an Iron Man movie or like to the tail end of an Avengers movie, because at the end of because at the end of like Avengers Age of Ultron was the first time he appeared in a movie outside of the Iron Man movies. Yeah. So whenever he came in, you're like, oh, okay, he's just there because whatever, and then. But slowly on, he began to kind of warm up with me, and he came into his own in Avengers Endgame, and hopefully he will be in more, because I kind of do want to see him in more now.
Yeah, just to see what he does. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's
if there is like maybe like a new kind of series of Iron Man movies, maybe down the line or something.
Well, you never know. You don't know what's gonna happen.
Someone new takes up the Iron Man suit.
I wouldn't want to be that person. No way would I be one. I wouldn't want to be that person to take up the Iron Man. No way.
No,
it's like anybody. It's like anybody going to be Wolverine now. Nobody can do better than Hugh Jackman.
You wouldn't want to go near a 10-foot pole.
No, exactly. But look, it depends what they do with it. You know, they could do something different. But I don't see why they would get somebody else to play Tony Stark, because look.
Nah, well, not Tony Stark, no, but maybe someone who gets his technology or something.
Yeah, another character like him. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Exactly.
But
you know, funny thing about Wolverine, actually, just before we move on, I just want to say that people are wanting Daniel Radcliffe to play the next Wolverine.
Only because of his height, is it?
Yeah, exactly.
That's it. Yeah, because they want a smaller Wolverine this time. They want an actual, because he was tiny in the comics.
Size accurate and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. I would see that. There's no reason why I wouldn't.
I would see. Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be kind of funny to see Harry Potter is like Wolverine.
yeah. It'd be interesting to see. I'd say they'd get some bums in the seats just to see it, just to see what it is.
I'd say, definitely. Like, that is star power. Like, Harry Potter is Wolverine. That's crazy.
And it'd be funny to see. Yeah, because he is tiny as well, as we had mentioned before.
Yeah.
Because I met him and everything. Yeah.
No, I didn't know that at all. I didn't know.
Sorry, Cookie Man and Biscuit Boy met him. Yeah, sorry.
Oh yeah, exactly.
But I had to say, Iron Man, what a movie! It started the whole thing off.
Oh, it's fantastic,
and it is one of my favorite movies of the MCU.
It is. It is one of my. It's maybe my favorite superhero movie.
Interesting.
Maybe.
Mm-hmm. It's definitely up there anyway.
In the top 5.
Yeah.
hint.
Definitely. Yeah. Could be. But yeah, Iron Man, fantastic. So now we're on
Iron Man, fantastic.
It is fantastic.
Yeah, it is.
So on to the next part of our show. We're bringing back movies Alex hates, Dun dun dun. Movies Alex hits. Dun 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 dun. Bum 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 bum. Again, we don't have music for it, but maybe in the future we will.
Maybe in the future.
But yeah. So what have you got for us this week? And movies Alex hits.
All right. Let me just clear my throat here.
Okay. Let's get ready. Get ready.
A movie that I actually do hate is Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom.
Ooh.
Let me tell you why, folks, since you're so interested. What you say.
Yes.
It's just such like a weirdly disjointed, like really like action, blockbustery kind of, but we want to be artsy type of movies. You know what I mean?
Okay, yeah, I get you.
It's an action blockbuster trying to be artsy. So,
Right.
like there's a first half of the movie where they're trying to save the dinosaurs from being killed on the island. I don't know why, because dinosaurs are better off extinct. We learned this from like
in the first bloody one, yeah.
4 or 5 movies. Dinosaurs aren't a great thing to have in our world right now because they'll eat people.
Yeah.
So you're better off just letting them die. But there's these evil corporations that want to use dinosaurs as weapons. Ooh. And yeah. Oh yeah.
I've only seen it once, so I can't really comment. I don't really remember too much about it, but I don't think I remembered it.
Movie, like,
yeah. I don't think I remembered it being that good now.
No,
there's some weird clone thing in it or something, isn't there? Or...
Oh my god. Yeah, there's this little girl. Spoilers, by the way. There's this wee girl, and she's like
a wee girl. This wee girl.
Of like the John Hammond, of like this John Hammond type person's daughter who died, but you're using dinosaur DNA, and her eyes blink sideways and all that crack.
Okay.
Like, it's really stupid, and she ends up, like, letting all the dinosaurs free out into the world.
Okay, yeah.
Which is not a good idea, because...
Strange.
Again, they kill people and they eat people.
Yeah.
And Jeff Goldblum's in the movie for like 2 minutes.
Yeah, because he
says like 3 things.
Yeah, because they promoted him. Like he promoted the movie, didn't he?
Yeah.
And then he was in it for like 2 seconds.
He was in like every trailer. He's like, "We are now in Jurassic World." Like, shut up. Right? You're in the movie 2 seconds. Go away. Like. It's just, you see, like, it's just really stupid because it's one half of the movie they're trying to say, and then like the other half is a completely different. They're 2 different movies, like kind of glued together.
Yeah.
And like it's just really stupid because they're trying, like, the name of the dinosaur that they make this movie, that's all the rage, genetically.
What is it, like Indosaur or something, or what is it?
And Indoraptor.
Indoraptor, and what is that supposed to mean, or? What's an Indoraptor?
I have no clue. Because in Jurassic World it was called the Indominus Rex, and they're using DNA from that.
Okay.
And fusing it with like a velociraptor and blah 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 blah.
Okay.
So it's the Indoraptor. And like, there is actually one thing I will give this movie, which is it's a scary movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually there's a scene where this girl's hiding under the covers of her bed.
Okay.
And like the raptor's like slowly like creeping up and kind of slowly using one claw to like pull back the blanket. It's a very atmospheric kind of scary movie.
Okay, cool.
But like,
something to take
it really
from
has
it.
no other substance. Yeah. Other than that, there's like really not that much substance to it. It's like, it's your kind of mixed messaged, random action blockbuster cinematic movie. Also, there is one thing that like they tried to do, you know, the whole whimsical aspect of it and stuff. Yeah. In Jurassic Park, they kind of had these kind of IMAX screen cameras where like it took up the whole screen, and it wasn't just like the black bars above. So whenever you saw the dinosaurs like from eye level, they were huge, and it was this great big spectacle.
Yeah, so the visuals are good,
and like, they tried to show the scope of the dinosaurs, but whenever you try to do that with 16:9, it really doesn't work.
Okay.
Because like half the screen is black essentially, so the top and the bottom of the screen's black, so it's kind of hard to get that wide shot with like it's hard to get the whimsical out of it. Like,
Okay, yeah, I get you. Yeah.
So yeah, that's another. It's another flaw. It tries to capture the elegance of the dinosaurs, but it really does fail epically at it.
Okay.
Yeah, I like there's these really like annoying characters. The whole these like modern day kind of people, glasses, hip and stuff.
Okay, not your
like
not your
hipster
people.
and stuff. So it's eye rolling, to say the least.
Okay. So
But yes,
it's safe to say
breathe.
I won't watch it again then. But there is there's a new one coming out, isn't there?
Yes,
They're bringing out a new one.
and the reason why there is a third one is like he had to make this movie so it bridged the gap to the third movie. And just make just make 2 movies. Don't make it a trilogy. Don't be that guy.
Well, they just want to make money off it, isn't it? They just want to make as much money as possible.
Exactly.
So,
yeah, they really do. Like,
but
so Chris Pratton's really good.
I like Chris Pratt anyway.
Yeah,
he's great in films. But
Chris Pratt.
but yeah, no. Thank you very much, Alex. That was movies. Alex hits. Dun 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 dun. Cool beans. So.
Cool beans.
So I thought this week I would introduce a new segment. Yes. Ooh. Anticipation. Where I would recommend a movie to watch. Yes, I thought, because I have great taste in movies, as you know yourself.
Oh, yes, of course, of course.
And on the theme of the show today, it is a Robert Downey Jr. movie. It's a fantastic movie. It's called The Judge. Now, this was out in 2014, so it was kind of in the height of his powers.
Oh, wow.
But it's a fantastic movie. It's got Robert Duvall, it's got Billy Bob Thornton, Vera Farmiga, and Vincent, I don't know if I say his name right, Vincent D'Onofrio. He was in Full Metal Jacket and Men in Black.
Who was he in Full Metal Jacket?
He was the guy that he was. I can't remember the guy's name in it, but he was Private Pile.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Private Pile. Yeah.
Wow.
I just remembered it. Yeah, he was Private Pile in it. So
jelly donut.
he's a great actor. He's got so much range. He was in Men in Black. He was the bad guy in Men in Black.
Really?
That was him. Yeah.
It's crazy how just shaving your head just completely changes.
Exactly. He should have got an Oscar for that role in Men in Black. I think. But that's another thing.
Yeah. It was great.
But yeah, this has got a fantastic cast. I'll just give you a rundown of it. Basically, Robert Downey Jr. is a lawyer, and his father is a judge. But Robert Downey Jr. now lives in the big city, and his father lives at home, and they don't really have a great relationship. His father's Robert Duvall. They don't have a great relationship, but this isn't really a spoiler. It's just to get to the story. His mother dies at the beginning of the movie, and so he has to go home. And what ensues is fantastic. It's just, Robert Downey Jr.'s acting in this is brilliant. I can't say enough about this movie. This movie is brilliant when I saw it, and it's got an all-star cast. Robert Duvall is fantastic in it. And I definitely recommend this movie to watch. If you're a Robert Downey Jr. fan, if you're just a fan of a great movie, watch this movie. It's fantastic. It'll leave you crying. It'll leave you happy. It'll give you every emotion you can in the movie. It gives you some twists and turns in it. Great acting. It's just an amazing film. I can't say enough about it. So please watch The Judge. And that is my recommendation for this week. So I'm gonna try and do these every couple of weeks as well. Get some recommendations in there. But I think this is a great start because The Judge is fantastic, and it's got Robert Downey Jr. obviously. So yes, so we've come to the part of the show now where it's nearly
we shamelessly plug everything.
Yeah, it's nearly time to go. So I just want to say please like and share everything. Follow us on Facebook. Cookie Man Biscuit Boy Podcast. Follow us on Instagram, CookieMan_Biscuit Boy, and follow us on Twitter, the Tweeter, at CMan_BBoy. And please get on Instagram this week because we're going to be doing
What are we doing?
We're going to be doing a Marvel Movies World Cup on Instagram. I'm going to go online and generate a table of sorts, a league, and we're just going to pit these movies up against each other and see what comes out on top. It's going to be quite interesting. It's going to be fun. I hope we get loads of interaction on this one. So it's all random. I'm doing it at random. So we'll see what the outcome comes. I can't wait to see what people pick.
Yeah, I can't wait to see who wins. Like what people's favorite Marvel movie is.
So we're gonna start this tomorrow. Please have a look at that on Instagram. Please follow us, Cookie_Biscuit Boy. And thank you very, very much for listening. And
yes, thank you.
Yeah, we've been Cookie Man and Biscuit Boy. Have a good one.